Hey world, y'all know what time it is. First of all, I'm gonna say, hey everybody, Nina Motivation here. Excited, y'all. My authors have been rocking it out, y'all. They have been rocking it out. And if you see me here, and if you see this awesome and amazing flyer, you already know what time it is. It is time for you to meet another awesome and amazing author. I'm so proud of this dude right here, y'all. It don't make no type of nobody sense how proud of him I am. Why? Because he got out of his own way and he stepped outside of the boat. And he said, you know what, I'm gonna do this darn thing. So make sure y'all go ahead and let us know y'all here. I done made it public now for the tag our author. And we finna get going, y'all. We finna get going. Y'all about to meet somebody that's awesome and amazing, somebody that I definitely am glad that God put in my life space. You know, certain people you be like, yeah, I'm so glad that I know you and you know me and we know each other. So I'm gonna read his bio. I always forget to like really introduce myself, so let me try it this time. I am Nina Motivate. I am the You Can coach. Y'all already know. Y'all can connect with me on my website, www.ninamotivate.info, anywhere. I'm on all social media like that Nina Motivate. But that's enough about me because this ain't about me. Y'all gotta get the chance to meet my brother. So I'm gonna read his bio and then we're going to get going. Kent Wade is a professional public speaker, facilitator, and storyteller, currently serving as VP on the Kankakee Public Library Board of Directors. Wade has over 14 years of library and customer service experience. Despite being homeless, a high school dropout, Mr. Wade obtained an associate's degree from Kankakee Community College in 2012. You can't tell me what can be done, okay? Empowered by scholarship writing and interviews, Kent began telling his story. The journey to inspire others to identify, define, and work towards their ambitions led him to work with the United Way in 2009 as a team program coordinator of the KPL from 2012 to 2017. Mr. Wade has mentored hundreds of youth locally and statewide. His ability to be a change agent earned him a 40 under 40 award from the Kankakee Chambers of Commerce in 2016. In the last 10 years, Wade has engaged in motivating audience across the country, including Virginia, Michigan, Wisconsin, Indiana, Las Vegas, and throughout Illinois. During the summer of 2018, Shake the Fear, a workshop aimed at helping participants overcome the fear of speaking, was launched. This workshop was the catalyst to Kent unleashing Life with Ambition, a business aimed at helping beginner speakers, and professionals enhance their lives by telling their story their way. Listen, if you don't know this brother, you're about to get to know this brother. He's awesome and amazing, and you get to see him right here. I bring to you all my brother, Kent Wade. Hey.
Yo, what's good? You got me so fired up. Oh my gosh. When I hear you introduce other people, I'd be like, let's go, let's go. And then to hear that, to feel that, I, man, I love you for that. Thank you. Thank you. It's a privilege.
No problem. I mean, that's your awesomeness. You the awesome one. Look, God has blessed you to be awesome like that. So it's easy to introduce awesomeness. It's easy to
Man.
introduce awesomeness. Now I told them, I read them your bio and stuff like that, but it's nothing like getting to know a person from a person. So take a moment and let them get to know you yourself.
Man, once again, I appreciate you for just being the motivation that you are, the gym that you are. I gotta say, just give honors first. But my name is Kent Wade. For those who have never seen me, heard of me ever, or if you've heard of me, or if you do know a piece of me, I am Kent Wade, the library guy. I am a speaker. I'm a host. I am a storyteller. And I've been doing a lot of speaker consulting lately with the pandemic. People are finding their story. But I am 33 years old. I'll be 34 in October, if God allowed me to see it, October 28th. And in my 33 years, it's been up, down, left, right. My story is long, even though I have barely lived, if you will. At the age of 30, I'm still young. Um, But with that being said, I am a father of four. I am a husband to the awesome Courtney Wade, CEO, founder of Ebony Pearls Boutique. Again, father of four beautiful children, 13-year-old, 7-year-old, soon to be 7-year-old. She'll be 7 on the 23rd. A 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, 3 boys, 1 girl. And it's a beautiful honor. It's a privilege. It's a beautiful headache, if you will. But that has all helped me build my healing for my particular story. I'm the youngest out of my mother's children, my birth mother, Linda Brown, my father, Joe Brown. I'm the youngest boy of my father's, and I'm the youngest baby of both of my mother. But my adopted mother, Addie Wade, I was the youngest of hers as well. So I'm the baby, if you will, but I had to learn fast. I had to learn quick, and the library was my place to learn. It was my second home, if you will, to get the basic needs to, is it Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that bottom space of love and nurturing, enrichment, empowerment. My mother gave me quite a bit, but there was a lot that was missing. Again, as a young Black boy growing up in Illinois, knowing that I was born in California. So the library was my place to learn the other parts of me and enhance those pieces of me. And so throughout the years, I've been telling my story to achieve goals, to correct mistakes. At the same time, there was a healing piece that came with it. And so now I'm giving that back, and I am giving that back to people and helping them do it their way, not Kent Wade's way, because that you can't do it like Kent Wade, but as yourself. There is a story that you are unraveling. So that is me. I know you're going to ask some phenomenal questions. So let's go. I'm ready.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, shout out to being the baby. I'm the baby of 9 for a blended family.
9?
So yes,
Okay.
I have
Okay.
8 siblings. One has gone on to be, with the Lord. However, I'm the baby girl, the baby period.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yes, I was like,
you
that's my
know.
brother for real.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yes.
like being a baby, y'all.
Hey, they say the last, it says in the Bible. Again, I'm not,
Come
not
on,
a
say
big,
it.
I'm not a big, religious person. I don't know if it's word for word, but the first shall be last and the last shall be first. In that, I don't know how it was said. The last
You
person
got it. That's
will be
scripture.
first. As the
That's scripture.
babies, we seem to get
That's
something
scripture.
faster, So, hey,
Man, I'm with you. That's biblical. It's biblical.
hey,
I'm with it. You
come
said it
on.
right. Last shall be first, and the first shall be last. Yes, yes, yes. Listen, you said so many different things that just was jogging. Like I'm like, oh, I gotta mention that. Oh, I gotta mention that. The first thing I want to ask about the library guy. Tell us about that and what type of storytelling do you do? And look, we got another baby on board. Hey,
Hey,
creation. She here, she here.
salute,
The baby's
salute.
running it today, y'all. You said you're the library guy and you're a storyteller. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because people are always looking for different type of storytellers and people, and that's something different. Like, especially, and you work with youth a lot, and I'm a youth
Yeah.
pastor, and so I'm always looking for someone to come out to my youth and do something different. So I am very intrigued to learn a little bit more about that.
Yeah. Well, I first have to say that growing up, I'm an 80s baby. So 86, best year
Yes.
ever. 80s, best year ever. So in the 90s as kids, when I was on punishment, shout out to my mother, Addie Wade, may she rest in peace. Uh, when I got in trouble, there was no TV to really get cut off. There was no phone. So I was stuck in the room, And so when I was in my room, I read a lot. And so I read a lot of fantasy fiction books because it took your mind away from the regular reality. And so subconsciously, again, this just shows how what you do as a kid. When I got older into a teenage years, when I started going through the highs and the lows, I stopped reading as much. But I still remember stories. Again, my mother was a very religious woman. I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, so shout out to any of the Adventists that catch this, because when it came to the Bible, she studied the word. She studied that Bible. Like she didn't just read the passage in King James. She looked up definitions and things like that. And there was always another book, a concordance, if I believe it's called, and it took
Yeah.
like Hebrew words and it it made things line up. And so that was the substance of her faith. So we got a heavy dose of that. And so again, subconsciously, as I got older, went away from reading, went away from the church for the first time. And I still had that ability to put stories in my head. It had to be a story for me to understand it. I dropped out of high school because it wasn't because I couldn't do the work. It's because how I process things, it had to be in like a certain pattern, you know what I'm saying? And so the library was my safe haven, and I got into the library. That was where me and my friends hung out. We used to go to the kids section, read the comic books, Dr. Seuss books, just kicking the bobos, if you will. And we did that from when I was 14 until I was 18. And then I needed to get another job. I was working at McDonald's like everybody for their first job. And it was great, but I didn't, fast food wasn't that serious to me. So, so the transition had to come where I needed a stable job. And so I went to the library, and nobody would hire me because, you know, if you will, I come from the generation where we had the everything was big, the do-rags, and I couldn't change it up. So I ended up applying for a position in the back with a lady who didn't really know me that well. And she hired me because I killed the interview. I dressed up, you know, got my church outfit on, and I went in, got the interview, and I started working in the back with processing the books. Then I started reading again because I got all the new books. I got to open the box up first. As I'm getting the new books, I'm reading them. Oh man, this is good. So I'm reading them as I'm processing other books. So I'm proud to say it now. I couldn't say it back then because I probably would have got fired. But I just knew the process. And so I grew in my personality, went through some evolutions in certain parts with the getting GED, working on my associates, getting into programs at the college. And I started becoming a people person. And I started working in different departments at the library. And so I worked literally in every department in the library, from circulation to children, youth services, to adult services, reference. And then I went to work in an academic library at the college, local college that I got my GED and my associates at. So people knew me from my customer service at the library. You know what I'm saying? So I became the library guy, and in becoming the library guy, learning people's story through customer service, I started to equate it with books, with stories, because I'm a big anime, manga, comic book. Those are the type of books that I can jump right in. You give me a history book that's in the form of a comic book, I'll breeze right through it. If you give it to me in a biography, because it's somebody's story, I'll breeze right through it. But if you give me these large textbook and scholarly articles, I just couldn't process it. But I was able to help other people process those things because I knew how to find little key points. And so I developed that with my speaking. I developed that with storytelling. And if we have time later, I'll give you a quick story and show you how I've learned to piece a story together and then give you different viewpoints and different perspectives. So.
Oh, we're going to make time for that. Don't worry. We didn't enough. We're going to make time for that because that sounds very interesting, because what people don't realize, and it's something I tell parents a lot, everybody don't learn the same way, you know, and people process things differently. You have to learn a child's style of learning to best help them succeed in life.
Yes.
Sad to say, our school board, everybody has to learn the same way. That's why I'm a big advocate of homeschool, because people have to learn the way that they learn. And if you teach them the way that they learn, they will succeed and they will enjoy learning. You know, you begin to learn to love books and things like that. And so that's just awesome. And I'm with you, Jasmine. Amazing, right? He is an example, y'all. Y'all hearing bits and pieces of this man's story. And I want to talk about your shirt. I want to talk about the ambition movement and all of that. But before I get to that, I don't want to forget to say this. So this is your first time being an author, correct?
Yes. Yes.
You know I was gonna get you.
Yes.
You know I was gonna get you.
Yeah, I gotta shake my own fear right now. Go ahead.
And listen, because we listening to bits and pieces of your story already just through this. Everybody that's watching this, I need y'all to motivate our brother in the comments. Are y'all ready to hear his whole story? Don't y'all think it's time for him to write a full book, a full book.
I
Look,
receive it.
look, come on. It's time.
Yeah,
I'm with you,
I
TJ.
receive
People
it.
will love it. Your story needs to be told. What I've learned already, you were adopted. You said you had dropped out, but you learned through the library, ended up getting your GED and associate, became the library guy. You went through some things. You had a different type of life, but you a young black man, 33, with a family, with a business, doing his thing. It is time for the world to get a taste and a dose of you. You can get it.
Word.
You can do it. Like
Receive.
right
Receive.
now. I'm letting you see
Yeah.
all the comments that's coming through
Hey.
because it's time. It's past time. It is past time because our young boys need something positive, especially with what's going on in the world right now. They need, yeah, to hear you speak and everything, but they also need you to write it because when you're not around them, they need something that they could pull and be reminded that they can make it, that they too can get through any situation that they're going through. So you see the comments constantly coming through and 2020 still in, and I'm challenging you to get that book written this year.
Mm.
Do you
Mm.
accept the challenge? I'm asking you
Challenge
right now.
accepted.
I'm putting you on the spot. You accept the
Challenge.
challenge?
Challenge accepted. Right here on the
Y'all
spot.
heard?
Challenge accepted.
Y'all heard? So we gonna be on you. We gonna be on you, yo. You can is gonna be on you, okay?
But-
Now, before we get into stuff about the book, let's talk about that shirt. Just pulled it back up, and I need a shirt. I'm just playing.
Man, and you know what? After this interview, I'm going to inbox you because all I need to know is the size and the color that you want. Because they come in this color black with red font and they come in white with red font. And so they're $20, $5 shipping per shirt. So all I need is the size and the color, the either white or black that you want, and I will definitely get that to you because you are who you are, and because you give us that. I had to sit here and I had to eat it. I had to take that. I had to eat all of that, So because it is you, I have a couple other shirts that are they're exclusive. They're only going to come out once a month because I'm still balancing the family, balancing the business. My wife is an entrepreneur. I mean, she is a beast building her monuments or whatever. So I have a purple and black. Purple and black. You hit me up, you can get the purple and black. All right. For those
But you
listening,
know I'm messaging you while we talking, right?
for those listening, you inbox me your size, the color, white or black. Shirts are $20, $5 per shirt for shipping. The motivator, she gets the exclusive donation if she chooses, but she's going to just get it. I just need
Absolutely.
the address. You feel me? But everybody else, $20, $5 as well for shipping per shirt. If you're interested in the purple, we can talk. I have already did an order for that. Those are coming in for me to work on, but I will make a special offer for those on the live right now. If you would like the purple shirt with the black font, it has black font, purple shirt. We'll do 20. It's 25. I'll do $20 today. $5 shipping per shirt. Hit the inbox with your
So yeah,
size and
I'll
what
do
color.
that. And let's encourage this brother by supporting him.
Yeah,
I need y'all to encourage him by supporting him
appreciate it.
and doing the darn thing. Okay. So everybody that's watching this, if you gonna get a shirt, I need y'all to prove it by putting it in the comments that you're gonna get the
Yep.
shirt. You inbox him. He's tagged in this post. His email address is scrolling across the bottom. Let's support this brother. Let's push him. And as you see, somebody said, my boy loves
I
um
see that.
listen.
I
So
see that. My
we're gonna
Naruto.
get
Tell
him to
your
do a
boys I'm a
little piece,
Naruto
y'all.
fan.
We're gonna get him to do a little piece of that storytelling. So QJ, if your boys are around, make sure they stick around so that they can hear him do the storytelling as well. And so and this, yes, y'all, this is about the book you can, but more importantly, the people that God directed me to. I am excited that God directed me to these people. And I'm excited that God said, there you go, boom, one shirt. But
All
two
right.
shirts for me, man, too. That God directed me to. He wouldn't let me get off Kent. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. My brother tried to come up with excuses. I'm not good with
I
excuses. Like
did. I
I
did.
help
I
people move
did.
all the excuses out your way. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. Yes or no? And you ain't
Yeah,
gonna be able to tell me no, because then if you tell me no, I'm gonna just keep bugging you, especially if I know that God is like this person. So
man,
I do this at
man.
different parts of the interview, but I just thank you for your yes. I thank you for doing exactly what your shirt says. You shook that fear and you stepped out of the boat and you doing the darn thing. Like, and you have been on even more fire since you said yes. If y'all are friends with him on Facebook, he's live almost every day. If not every day,
Monday through Friday.
motivation and inspiration. Y'all connect with him. If you have young boys in your life, people are always saying there's nobody for our young men. This young man already, he's 33 years young, and he inspires and he has motivated and mentored so many youth. And he's here, he's available. So,
Yeah,
he'll
yeah,
come out and speak. Yes, you got to pay him, but he's worth it. So connect with him. Now we
yeah.
all of
So,
us as speakers, we do pro bono stuff, but we gonna let y'all take advantage. I'm not gonna let nobody take advantage of my people, okay? So if you know your job is looking for a speaker and got the money to pay, recommend this young man. Let's do it. You right, QJ. I'm not good with excuses. Excuses are for dead people. And as long as we breathing and they've got breath in our body, let's do it. So
and you and your pressure, the conversation that when you contacted me, it was in a time when I just released the shirt. Shake the Fear, like I think you mentioned it, yeah, it is in my bio, that the Shake the Fear started as a workshop in 2018. This time 2 years ago, because I had grew to the point, because I've been telling my story since I was working with United Way in 2009. Has been working for the library for 4 years. I was ready to come out. I was coming out my shell. We was at an in-service. United Way came with their pitch so that you can donate $5, $10, $2. And I wanted to give, as he was saying what he was doing. Most people in the meeting like, yeah, here we go. Yeah, I just give me my five. I don't care. I'm listening, because for the first time ever, things are clicking for me. I'm understanding. I'm not walking around with this cloud anymore. That healing, the process that I need to have. My son at the time was going on 3 years old. I was homeless again. I was homeless again. No, that was because I was homeless again in 2005. So for the second time, and it was like I had to make a shift. And all the agencies that had helped me were connected with United Way. So I was like, man, I gotta give back. I went to the agency and got the first apartment. The lady there told me no, but I kept pushing. I kept saying, no, I'm not taking no for an answer. I know it works better. And they would tell me, if you were a mother, there would be resources. And I just told her, like, I'm not a mother, and his mother has him 90% of the time. She is the best mother on the face of the earth. Her and my wife together, their powers combined equal my mother. But I need him. I need to have him, and I need to have a place for him to be. That agency, the agency that helped me get lights, the agency that get me connected with a mentor who helped me get glasses. I said, I got to give. And the guy was like, you got a story. I want you to travel with me. And I'm skeptical at first, because I'm like, I don't either. When people do that, they want something from you, or you got to, give something. And so I would travel with him, and he was a good guy. Brought me breakfast, brought me coffee, you know what I'm saying? Little stuff, because I wasn't used to that. And so him being a white guy on top of that. And so, but we would go to different places, and I would tell my story, white, black, old, skinny, short, fat, whatever. They will come up and talk to me afterwards and be like, man, I was homeless too. I was a dropout too. I was, and at this time I already had got the GED. I already went through that issue. I was going through the next, and I was working to get the associates. I started doing that in 2009. I didn't get the associates until 2012, because I had to repair what I messed up in college with credits. And by then, I was already full time at the library working with the youth. Ironically, the same youth that I was when I came into the library, because when I got kicked out of school, my sister said, well, since you want to be grown, you can't live here. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to follow the rules. You're coming in at any time of the night. I got kids and they still in school. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make a decision. She put me out. And when she put me out, I had to make a choice. So the only place I could go was the library. And they knew me. So they saw me in there one morning, like, what are you doing here, Kent? It's 10 o'clock. Why aren't you at school? And I just had to tell them, like, I dropped out. They was like, oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Took me upstairs to the second floor, youth services floor. And Miss Camille, I'm always giving her flowers, even though she doesn't want to be known for it. She was like, what's going on? I heard you drop out of school. Told her I did. Told her I'm getting my GED. She said, what have you done for it? What have you started? Told her nothing. She called a lady named Lisa Weaver, who I call my white angel, little white angel. And I say it just like that because this woman is 4'11". She is a white woman. And she might as well have gave birth to me. You know what I'm saying? With the energy and the dedication she put into me. She would come to my house, my apartment on many occasions in the neighborhood that wasn't safe. You know what I'm saying? I was concerned for my safety. And so to see a 4-foot little skinny white woman leaving her car running to come and knock on my door and ask me why I'm not in class in the middle of the afternoon is like, okay, you come inside. What are you doing? Come here, you know? But she called her, got connected. And so now I'm helping these kids over almost 7 years later. And now 2018, you fast forward another 6 years, did the school thing again, you know what I'm saying? Didn't really work out at that time. Didn't really, you know, click and mesh because I was growing a family. One kid came, another kid came, another kid, you know? And so everything happened. And in 2018, I had to be a decision. Either I'm going to do this and do it unafraid. While I'm afraid, shaking the fear does not mean you won't be afraid. It means I won't let fear hold me back.
Come on.
Because looking for acceptance, looking for people to say, man, you know, we want you to do this. And I had people doing that every so often throughout a season. But to be able to sustain for yourself and your family and a significant other and take care of other people and give and have resources without begging people, you have to move despite the fear. And I started the workshop. The reception was bananas. So as you're showing me these comments, as I'm seeing these comments, this is just another confirmation, more confirmation, affirmation, just like it was in 2018 when I had to shake that fear. Did the conference and started traveling, started creating other avenues. And people have said, you need the book, you need the book. I'm like, I can't do a book. I can't do a book. I'm not good at writing. However, when it comes to my English, when it comes to those things, I'm good at it. I'm good at speaking. But the fear, because I know I don't learn like everybody else, I can't sit down and come as smooth as everybody else. I placed a barricade around me, and I stayed in that fear, and I allowed myself to be okay with just being a speaker with no shirt, with no product, with nothing that tells my story until 2019, before COVID, when I had to stay home, you know, taking care of the kids. You know, we have our family, and our family consists of me, my wife, the kids, her mother. That's in that radius. You know, we have a wider range of family, but when it comes to the everyday tasks, it's us three that make it work. You know what I'm saying? And so to make that work, I got to be able to homeschool and be able to be attentive. So salute to all the stay-at-home parents, salute to entrepreneurs who have kids at home. If you watch my lives, you will see a kid possibly run past in a pull-up. You will have one sitting on my lap with cheese all over his face. And I'm unapologetic about it because I had to. I couldn't stay in a box and do it and package it, because if I did and I waited, it would never get done. And so you came and you said, let's do this. I'm like, man, I ain't got the money. COVID just hit. The shirts had just launched. I didn't have a press. I was pressing. I was cutting in one spot and I was pressing in another spot. You know, I was going to Walmart and getting shirts. I was buying vinyl here and experiencing Amazon for the first time. I love it. Very addictive. But just packaging all that is what Shake the Fear means. I am still when we talked before the live, you was like, you ready? I'm like, I am nervous. You like, nervous? Why are you nervous? Because I had these dreams that pulsated in my veins, and now they're becoming a reality. Yes. Now I'm being challenged. And now I'm here and I can say, I am on my way to be I am a co-author, not on my way. I am a co-author. I got, some little things to finish up. When editing get back and everything, once we get the final word, that's when I can say I'm done, is when I can look at the finished product. But in the process, I'm thinking beforehand. So I thank you for that challenge. I thank you for helping me shake the fear. Thank you for giving me a place, and not only just a place, but complete confidence, because when we needed to rearrange times, you did that. You accommodated that. You had issues going on in your life, and you reached out in times and say, hey, bro, sorry to bother, but can we? That is what the new norm is to be when it comes for melanated people like ourselves, you know? And then for those out there who may not resonate with that story and that piece, because with stories, there's multiple plots and twists and storylines going on. Those out there who need that motivation to know that you can, even those of us who are able to tell you to shake the fear and that you can, every day we are facing our fears.
Yes.
But it's the community that we have around us. And that does not have a skin color. That doesn't have a sexuality. That doesn't have a religion. That doesn't have a political view. It has humility. It has humility, and it has a healing component to be able to receive what someone else is telling you and believe that they want to see you succeed. And then you go back and you work on that. So I thank you for that. And that's what Shake the Fear. That is what my chapter is about. It's about my story that I gave you in that nutshell, about that moment when I said I got to make the workshop. I take you to that moment. And that's the t-shirt. I got it on, my stories on the tee. And yeah.
Listen, y'all, I didn't even get to ask him the question. He went ahead and answered it. So y'all already know what his chapter is
I
about.
did study though. I studied
from his chapter. I love it. I ain't complaining. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so I'm sitting here listening to you and God speaking, and I'm like, God, I'm trying to hear him too, but I have to be obedient to the Lord. And when he tells me to do something, I have to do it.
I don't play with him. Yeah.
You are to start book coaching with me next week. I ain't say nothing about no amount, nothing like that. We're gonna be obedient. And so your assignment, your first assignment is to take 10 minutes a day and start writing your story. And so we'll set up a time for us to do a weekly check-in. And I need to know how much you're writing, not just know it, but I need you to be emailing it to me, because we're gonna hold your hand through this thing. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done because it's needed. It's needed. And sometimes when people get so caught up in money that they get lost in purpose. And so it's not always about money. It's more about purpose. So we finna make purpose do what it's gonna do. So let's get it going. So you already answered, I think, about 3 of the questions, which is amazing. Y'all, he didn't already inspired y'all, but we're gonna use that time for him to do the storytelling, because he didn't give us a whole sermon up in here. I feel like send your cash app or something somewhere. So just
hashtag Ambition 5.
Ambition 5. Y'all see it. Y'all hear it. But y'all gonna order these shirts too, because we all gonna be walking around here in these shirts.
Yeah.
So you already, actually, you answered 4 questions. You stepped outside of your fear and you said yes. And that's again why I thank you, because man, it's so many. You know what? I love the fact that there's a lot of women that coach and help women. But me, I thank God that he gave me the gift not to just deal with women. I actually deal more with men in the aspect of coaching and book writing and stuff than I do women. And so everybody got it. And I tell people, yeah, I was a semi-tomboy growing up because I was the only cousin. Now, QJ is my cousin as well, but she's a couple years older than me. All the cousins that was my age was boys. So I did run and jump and climb and all of that stuff. These little hands used to be everywhere on all the with splinters, waiting for my daddy to come home and take a splint out of my finger. I used to cry like a baby, but still. So I've always had just that connection, like just being the girl, not the guy, like one of the guys, but not one of the guys. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just love to see our men walk in their power and step in their authority and do it, do it. So thank you so much. I didn't give you an option about coaching and stuff. I just told you what's happening. So we're gonna roll with it. And make it good. That means you gotta do it. And so the first thing, like I said, 10 minutes a day when we talk on next week. And I do this for all my the people I coach. We gonna work backwards. The first thing I want you to do outside of writing is to come up with a release date. What day do you want to release your book? So by next week, let me know that, and we're gonna start this thing out. So now this is a point we talked about why you what your chapter is about. You said that this is your first part, but you got your own personal book coming out real soon. We got that. You said yes because I probably wasn't gonna let you say no anyway, and all of that other stuff. Now, you even told people stuff interesting about you, but I want you to go ahead and think of something interesting or something you haven't shared with us that you can share with the people, and then go ahead and do a little bit of storytelling for us.
Okay, so share something. You said share something about me that, like, something that a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, you can get a freeze pop.
Yes, you can. It's hot out here.
But look, I tell them whenever they get a freeze pop, they got to go outside to get them outside. And then the complaint is it's too hot for to go outside. Then I'm like, well, you don't need a freeze pop then. You
These
know?
kids don't know about outside nowadays.
No, they don't. My kids be like, oh, it's hot outside. I was like, girl, we wanted to stay outside. Okay. We was out there. That's why I'm as dark now. Like, you know, but let's see. I told you I like anime. That's usually a icebreaker. Hold on one second. My daughter left this door open.
He's coming back, y'all. He ain't left. He left. He's coming back. And so we get to see he is an awesome dad, okay?
Oh
Listen,
man,
there
she
aren't good
about,
dads out here.
she about to get in trouble because her nana told her not to bother me, and she still snuck her way in there. But you know how daughters are, because she know daddy gonna say yeah, because she
Yes.
get them out the hey. And now you got to talk to nana. I'm out of that one.
Nana be nice. I'm a daddy's girl too, so I understand.
So let's see. Anime is usually my open. People don't ever really, like, what, you like anime? I'll share a piece. I went to jail for 3 days, and I share that because when I talk about my story, when I talk about being a library guy, and I take that name because literally in my city, Kankakee is where I'm from, Kankakee, Illinois, 27,000 of us, real small town south of Chicago. And we got gyms, but being a small town, small towns they have a process of their own. And as the library guy, that's the guy from the library. I'm talking about everywhere. I mean, that's the library guy. Yeah, that's the library guy. And so it just stuck. And storytelling came with it. And when we talk about stories and when we talk about our individual lives, we all have had pain. We all have fears. We all have something that we've gone through. And so I go through a plethora of things that I've gone through as a young Black man, as a young male, as an adopted person who's adopted, as a high school dropout, as a college dropout, as somebody who was homeless, somebody who used public assistance, somebody who struggled with depression, who was sad, who felt lonely, who thought about suicide, who had a child at an early age, who, our stories are, there's multiple pieces. And so I share that I went to jail for 3 days because many people don't, I guess, look at me because, we do judge books by the cover, and we do judge books without reading the table of contents. But judging the book that you see, people assume that I've not gotten in trouble. And the 3 days that I spent in jail, I was 18 years old. I had just got my GED, like literally a month after getting the GED. I get into a friend of mine. He gets into a fight. It was a circle of us. Like, you don't jump in, we don't jump in. And police came, detained the people fighting, spraying pepper spray in the air to get people to back up. And then one of the officers sprayed it over the guys that was detained, and the other officer was moving people back, so she wasn't attentive. And so me and a friend of mine was like cussing the officer out, like, man, you effed up, you messed up, they're already detained. Told us to shut up. We didn't listen. Of course, we 18. We 18. And we kept going. He said, you're under arrest. He came to arrest me, put out his club, grabbed me, hit me in the shoulder with it, put me in a headlock, and I picked him up and I slammed him onto the ground. And I ran. You black out, you come to. So I ran. And so I share that because we all have stories. Everybody has a story. And many of us were taught things, and we were given things, and we were shown things. And those things that we were taught wasn't always correct. They weren't really true. That goes from whether you white, black, whatever you believe. If there's somebody opposite of what you believe on the other side of that fence, trust and believe they have came from a different story, and they have a different reason that has made them up to who they are meant to be. And so in today's climate, as a Black man who recognizes police terrorism and police brutality in today's society done to Black people, the conversation on Black violence, and I use it as such because there's no other term for any other race of people or group of people in America that is used in that way. So it's not real, but there is an issue that is directed where there is violence to Black people caused by Black people that needs to be addressed as well. Black men and Black women, Black economics, all these different pieces to our stories. And those 3 days in jail of my story let me know that I did not want to go to jail for something that was not worthy for me to lose the freedom that I enjoyed. 3 days, it was a holiday weekend, Memorial weekend, you know what I'm saying? The guy that was in my cell, he was a good guy. He talked to me like, why are you even here? You know what I'm saying? He and everybody else in that pod that I was in, it wasn't like, you know, again, it was only my third day in the county, probably holding. I don't know how deep I was in. I just know for 3 days, I couldn't move how I wanted to move. I couldn't eat. I couldn't bathe. I couldn't use the bathroom how I wanted to move. And I made a decision that if I was going to go to jail or be locked up in that system, it was going to be for a worthy cause of either of defending myself, defending my property, defending my family, or by any means that that I need to step up and do and protect something. And so I talk about, and I mentioned how we got to where we are, and I mentioned how everyone has a story to tell you a story. And I shared that 3 days experience because now as I'm 33, I still, in my own right and authority, will challenge a so-called authority that is abused. Because as a servant, a public servant myself, my duty as a public servant, I have a duty to uphold and uplift anyone that I'm in contact with. Because I've also, like you said, you work better with, you know, it was a tomboy, you balance with the men. I grew up around women, no male figures hardly. You know what I'm saying? Friends were girls. So there's a better understanding or empathy to the conversations and the battles of the story of women. Because in my consulting of speaking, women have so far have been the people that have come and reached out, as well as men, but it's predominantly women. But in telling our stories, men, women, whatever, we hold on to these things. And there's a story about a little girl that was told by a mentor. I call him my mentor. His name is Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher. Great speaker. Check him out. I'm just only a piece of the giant puzzle of people who can inspire and motivate. And if you're catching this and you're from a base who has never met my sister, the motivator, the queen motivator, you need to get in tune with her as well. Follow her and like all of her information and pages that she has, because she can inspire you too. But he has a story about a little girl who went to the thrift store with her mother, which is a secondhand store. And secondhand store, they have clothing that may be $100 in downtown, but when someone has worn it or maybe they found something defective about it, they'll give it away or get a tax write-off, and it can be sold for $10 or $5, $2, $1. So she goes into a thrift store with her mother one day. And you know, they strategically place items on the wall to capture the eyes of kids so that they can buy. And so this little shelf had a pearl necklace. It was fake pearls, of course, but it just had a shine in the case. And the little girl saw it and said, I have to have it. However, the price said $2. And when she told her mother said those words that as a parent, I've heard my wife say, I've heard it come out of my own mouth. And I said it just like that. I've heard myself say it before I can even catch myself, because as a child, I heard these same words that I can't afford it. We can't get that right now. But just like my daughter, little girls are clever when they want something. She says, how about this, Mom? I'll do all my chores for the month. You give me my chore dollar at the end of the month. And then Grandma will come next month, because next month is my birthday. She'll give me a birthday dollar, and I can put those $2 together and come back and get it off layaway. The mother gave in and said, you're right, you could do that. And so she went to the counter, she signed the slip, she left with such confidence, because when she got home, she knew she was going to clean everything. She washed dishes. She cleaned the clothes. She even cleaned her brother's room. And all my sisters know, you ain't cleaning your brother's room because brothers are disgusting. Correct? Yep. See, that's a sister's laugh. Nina, you know, brothers are nasty. But she cleaned her brother's room because she was excited. She was motivated to get that dollar. Because if she got that dollar, she's going to get her pearl necklace. The month went by real fast and she got her dollar. Her grandma came just like always. Grandma's always come through. And she gave her birthday dollar. The next day, that following day after her birthday, her mother took her down to the store. She put her $2 on the counter and she put on her necklace for the first time. And again, like my daughter and every little beautiful girl I've met in my life, because Uncle Kent has met many baby girls. A lot of them now have babies, and many of them are still growing from a baby to a teenager. But she took that pearl necklace everywhere. She wore it to church. She played in it. She played in the mud with it. She showed it to all the strangers. She slept in that pearl necklace until it began to fade. You know, when the plastic comes off and it starts looking like a bubble necklace instead of a pearl necklace. The little girl still loved it. Her father, though, because like fathers with daughters, we just want to see you grow. We want to take care of you. We want to protect you at all costs. That's what fathers do. And so he said, baby girl, can I have your pearl necklace? And the little girl started crying. I mean, bawling. And daddies, we are suckers when our daughters get to crying. And we know it's fake too. My daughter can cry on the spot. And as soon as I say okay or say yes, somehow those tears disappear. But he didn't say no more. He didn't say anything. He waited another week and came back and said, baby girl, can I have your pearl necklace? And like my daughter and many young ladies that I know, she's smart. She said, Dad, you can't have my pearl necklace, but I'll give you my favorite pony. You know, the one with the hair missing in the back, the one I sleep with. You can have her instead of my pearl necklace. Dad chuckled and said, no, baby girl, you're okay. Amused, he forgot to even press it any longer. The following week, the baby girl came to him and said, Dad, you can have it. And she starts bawling, snot dribbling, real tears, as if she lost her best friend on the playground because they'd not let her get on the swing. I could be talking about my baby girl, I don't know. But she's crying, snot dribbling. He smiles and he pulls out a black velvet box. He opens it. And inside is a real pearl necklace. And he puts it on her neck. But there's something else inside. There's pearl earrings to match the necklace. And he puts them in each ear. And the little girl is happier than she's ever been before. I share my story because there were things that I held on to. Fears of inadequacy, fears of rejection, fears of maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Even to the challenge of writing the book that I've just been challenged yet again. We hold ourselves bondage to things that have helped us survive in the past. And we become one-dimensional. We become so focused on this one way of doing it that it starts to wear off. It starts to not have the same effect anymore. It starts to not really give the impact and the production that we are used to seeing. Because as time goes on, as we know, things evolve, things change. And if you don't evolve and change with it, or should I say adjust and adapt to those things, you will get left behind. Holding on to things that were valuable once before. And I come from a group of people, a culture of people who were given a set of teachings that they held on to because if they didn't, they would be hung from trees in the middle of the street without any type of justice because that's what you did to Negroes who got out of line. That comes from a culture that to deal with the perils of life because in the 60s, every man, every woman of color and white men of color, of non-color who spoke up against the inadequacy done to Black people were murdered. There was no second guessing. They were murdered. Dr. King, Malcolm X, look at the Black Panther Party, murdered. And so to deal with the pain, they did crack cocaine to numb the effects. And I come from a group of people, a race of people, a culture of people, indigenous people, as well as those who've traveled over in bondage, to have come and survived a genocide, to produce children who did not have a family structure. And as we create something that we have never seen before in our life, other than on TV, we got to create a new norm. And being one of those children, for us, it's shaking the fear that holds us back. This doesn't mean that I'm perfect. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect. It means that I'm going to do whatever I can to make my ambition, which is Webster's definition, is defined as a desire that requires determination and hard work. It doesn't mean perfection. It means that there is a purpose for you to work hard and stay determined. So you got to let go of the old. You got to let go of what has been fake to help you get by and grab the real necklace. Because to sit here and say and tell you that I am a co-author of a book, I get chills in my veins, on my skin, because there's another author. My mother-in-law is an author. She's a genius when it comes to the pen. That I can tell and inspire another author to say, hey, mama, I can do it. I know you can too, because you push me too. So I'm asking you, I'm pleading with you. You can't do it like Ken. I don't want you to do it like Ken. I want you to do better and do it like you. But you got to let go of that old pearl necklace because it's faded and grab the real set. Because as you're working hard, as you're grinding, tonight at 7 p.m., there will be a men's mental group called Free the Mind. If you would like that link, inbox me. I have the Zoom link. It is men only, because freeing the mind is how you shake the fear. That's how you get rid of the fake pearl necklace, so we can step up and grab those real pearl necklace and grab the real crowns as men, so that we can tackle what we need to tackle to be what we need to be for our women and our children. And I also have something coming up that's going to happen in October. I'm going to release it here first because I'm so pumped up.
Yes.
I'm going to release it here first, October 24th. October 24th, there will be the Shake the Fear Conference that will be hosted in Kankakee, Illinois, at the Kankakee Public Library. Let's go. Let's go. I'm so pumped up right now. The Shake the Fear Conference, taking it from just a workshop to inspire people to tell their story their way, to now putting 4 of the most electrifying people on the stage. And they're going to give you their energy. They're going to tell you how they shook their fear to create what they have. One of our speakers is Taisha Smith. Because like Nina says, it's not about just us. It's about all of us together. It's not just about the person. We're going to get ours, but it's about other people. Taisha Smith, the founder and the CEO of Ty Creations. I'm so pumped up, I can't even think. Ty Creations. She is a Kankakee native. She's a speaker. She does decoration. She is super powerful. Her story is fantastic. She's a walking business model of how to pick yourself up and move with your own faith. Taisha Smith. We have Keep It Smooth, my best friend for over almost 20 years now, who is the founder of Keep It Smooth Productions. We're calling that to existence because my man has created spoken word events housed at the Kankakee Public Library that has had record attendance. No program has had an attendance like his on a consistent basis. So we have the Keep It Smooth, who is the king of spoken word, who will be sharing his story. And then we have Johanna Conway, a dope educator who now has her own brand, her own enterprise, that she takes dream boards and vision boards and help people map out their next step, their life, their future. And she just started her own company where she actually sends out different packages to inspire and help people going through crisis. So these are 3 people. The 4th person has not been released. He will be released this evening on my live, which you can find if you add me on Facebook at Kent Library Guy Wade here on Facebook. Add me and you can find out who that 4th speaker is. And none other than myself will be hosting this awesome conference October 24th. The details have came out slow because COVID is still in the air. I know everything has been going on, and we forgot that we are in a pandemic, and we just had stage 4. And also too, as on the board of the libraries, vice president of the board, the first chair and the vice president, actually first either president, vice president, secretary to be Black So I am a history maker in itself. I have to remind myself to share that. We have to take precautions, so precautions will be taken to the fullest extent. August, there will be registration information coming out. Uh, Again, we got to follow the lines and protocol, but best believe it is going to be a fantastic event when that information gets out. And I did it purposely the way I did it. There was not the date, it wasn't the place. You didn't know what was happening. You just knew it was going to happen because COVID stopped the conference from happening in May because God knew what he needed to do for clarity, for vision. And so now it is now happening, but I also want to highlight these individuals first because these individuals are what Shake the Fear is about. It's about being able to tell your story your way, unapologetic.
And he gonna drop the mic. Y'all, these authors be coming in, snapping in, then dropping mics and stuff like that. Listen, you already got some men on here that's saying send them the link for tonight.
Andre, I got you.
So make sure y'all send the link to
That's
these
my
men,
boy.
so that they can be on because ain't nothing like working on a man's mind. Because men are the head. Y'all were created to be the head of the house, and we need y'all to have the right mindset. So if you are a man, if you are watching this, whether you're watching this live or via the replay, please hit Kent up and go spend some time tonight with other fellow men working on your mind. Okay, please
Yep.
and thank you. This is a woman crying out. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's serious. I mean, that story was amazing. If you are just coming in, make sure that you go back and you watch the replay. This will be the best hour that you will spend all day long, right? Mind blowing. I feel you, Jasmine. This will be the best hour you spend all day long. You will be motivated. You will be inspired. He dropped all types of bombs. You got to go back and watch it. You got to go get the shirt. Listen, I'm gonna put up his information one more time. Y'all connect with my brother. And his own book. He's a part of You Can. 33 stories to inspire and uplift everyday people. It's something there for everybody. But guess what? He has his own book coming out next. So connect with him now. Write down his email address. Connect with him on Facebook. Connect with him everywhere else. And follow this brother. Get his shirt. Shake the fear, y'all. Come on with the ambition. Anything you want to say before we end?
Oh man, just the fellas tuning in, please know again the Zoom is it last week 2 weeks ago we had a licensed counselor on there, and it's just a guy's conversation. It's not what we gonna be we wrong. It's not that. It's not a bashing session. It's about guys having a dialogue to address, hey, how are you feeling? Just like that. How are you feeling today? How can we help each other in this time frame? It's about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the number of guys. And again, we're still in a pilot mode. This is the second one that's going to be released. So the more men that we have involved, engaged, then we can push it back longer. But the goal is to just talk, man, just have a conversation. And then we do have gentlemen who have degrees in the realm of psychology, who have worked with Black men, and this is just that space to focus on. Instead of the phrase "free the guys," we're gonna free the minds. Like,
Yes.
we need to free our minds because that's the next step into making it happen. And so again, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. Thank you guys for listening. I can be very talkative, as you can see. Got me in trouble in school, but now I know how to give it a timeline. So I thank you for that. Inbox me if you're interested on the shirt. All I need to know if you want a black one, a white one. For those viewing this live, if you want the purple one, you will get it at a very special discount. Man, you get it at $20. All shirts, $20. Inbox me your size and color that you want. I'll give you the payment options in that inbox. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be on the lookout for Shake the Fear, the virtual workshop that will be going out. I'm looking to do it before July is over with. People have been asking for it, and I'm gonna give it to you. We got some dope things happening, and thank you so much for your love, sis.
Awesome. Thank you again, y'all. And then everybody save the date. Mark October 24th down. That is 1 month after I will be after my 39th birthday. So I'm looking forward to attending. He ain't fly. I'm right here in the South
Nope.
Suburbs. So we coming to Red Shop. All the Chicago UCAN authors, let's plan that day to go support our fellow author. And I'm just so excited. Thank you so much. And this is just the beginning for you. Just the beginning. So we want to thank you all. This is the only interview for today. The other two people had to reschedule, which is fine, y'all. We got interviews all the way up until next Tuesday. So tune back in tomorrow. Jasmine Nicole, we will be redoing her interview tomorrow around about 12:30, and then I think there's one other interview tomorrow. So you all come on back, follow us. If you missed this, make sure you share it out. And if you have somebody that says I do not do Facebook, it will be uploaded to YouTube in the next hour or two, where you can grab it on YouTube and you can share it out to them. Then everybody use YouTube. That's like the TV nowadays. So make sure you all support this brother. Make sure you all buy the book directly from him when it comes out. This is his first of many books that he has coming. He is a storyteller, and he's going to start telling these stories in books after he releases his next book. And so we are ready. We're excited. And we're going to be out, y'all. Until next time. Bye for now.
Peace. Thank you.